Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining us today for the Posture Principles webinar with Lisa Pigden, where we focused on the lower limb. What I want to do just now is to just give you a little bit of a recap on the exercises that we discussed and a few of the points that we went through as well. First and foremost, we talked about the calf stretch, so I'll just stand up to demonstrate for you. So the calf stretch is really important for maintaining mobility and flexibility in the leg, particularly in the lower leg and in particular the ankle. So for this exercise, what we did is you can use a wall, or for example, I've just got a chair in front of me. For the calf stretch, you're going to have your feet both pointing forwards, back leg, heel flat on the floor, front leg, heel flat on the floor, foot flat down, and you're just going to bend your front knee ever so slightly. What I'm also going to try and do is keep my back leg straight, okay? So and then what I'm going to do is with my upper body, just lean forwards, okay? So bending that front knee, keeping my back heel on the ground, and then I'm going to feel a stretch through my calf. So again, just for the purposes of demonstrating, I feel this all the way up through my calf muscle, okay? So we're going to hold this for 30 seconds, okay? Again, so I would hold that for a count of 30. And again, don't push into the stretch, just go until you feel mild tension and hold. And then as it begins to ease off, as you warm up a little bit more, then you can push a little bit further. Then I would just switch legs. Again, the back leg is the leg that you're stretching. So again, this time I would have my right leg behind me, knees straight, heel flat on the floor. Using the chair for support, and then just bending my front knee, and then just keeping the ankle forwards like that. And just bending forwards like so, okay? Again, I would hold that for 30 seconds and we would repeat 2 to 3 times on either side. Again, don't worry if you feel sort of a bit of a difference between the left and the right hand side, that's all totally normal. So 2 to 3 repetitions on each side, around 30 seconds a stretch on each. Secondly, then we went into our STAR excursion test. Now this is a really excellent test for your balance. So what we did is you're standing on one leg. You're going to imagine that there's a clock face around you. I'll just move this chair a little bit further. There's a clock face around you. So standing on one leg, hands on hips. You're going to try and keep everything as stationary as possible. Keep your hips even, and with your foot that's in free, you're going to try and reach as far forwards as you can. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to point towards 12 o'clock. Then I'm going to take it around to where that big hand would be for around 1:30. And then 3 o'clock, and then around to sort of 4:30, and then 6 o'clock, and then around 7 o'clock, and then 9 p.m. I'm going to come around, and then last but not least, then we're going to try and aim to hit around from 9, then we're going to try for 10, and then to midnight again, okay? And then I would try switch legs. So again, this time I'm going to go around the opposite direction. So again, starting around 12, where the hand would be for about 10:30, 9, and then 7:30, 6, coming around to sort of 4:30 and 3. So whenever I get to that angle, I'll then bring my leg around and try aim for 1:30. And then midnight again. So again, I'm working really hard to keep my body balanced. My stationary leg, I've got my knee bent ever so slightly, nice and soft. And then again, I'm aiming to reach and point with my toes and touch the ground as far away as I can, but yet maintaining my balance. So although it looks quite easy, having to work quite hard to maintain mobility, flexibility, balance, and coordination as well. Okay, so again, really good exercise for keeping strong, keeping mobile, but also balanced and flexible too, as well as getting the neuromuscular system activated and charged up, ready for exercise. So again, what you do with that is about 5 repetitions with each leg. Okay, then after this, then we talked about the squat exercise. And the squat exercise is an excellent strengthening exercise, which Lisa sort of highly recommended as well. So the key elements and the key teaching points with the squat exercise, again, I'll just stand side on so that you can see more clearly. So our feet are shoulder width apart, and then with the squat, what you're doing is you're imagining that you're going to be sitting down with your bottom, okay? So again, in this movement, you're sitting down. I'm keeping a straight back. My knees are not going over my toes. They're staying sort of just over my second toe, but my shins are as vertical as possible. So I'm going down and up again. Okay, so again, going down and up again. One thing I do actually like to do in terms of just practicing this exercise is to put a chair behind me. This does help with sort of just helping the brain engage. And then what I'm aiming to do is just tap my bottom on the chair and come back up again. Okay, so going down, tap, and up again. Whenever I'm coming up, again, I'm leading with the head as if I'm being pulled up by a string all the way up through my body. And then going down and up again. Okay, and I'll just do one more. And up again. Okay, so key thing with the squat exercise is, again, breathing throughout and making sure that you're keeping your back straight, making sure that you're focusing on putting your bum down first, and making sure that your knees aren't going over your toes. You're just keeping them just right above your second toe, and then you're keeping your shin as vertical as possible. Again, keeping the heels on the ground as well. If you have a tight calf muscles, you might find that your range of motion is going to be restricted. So that's why the calf stretch is so important. So with more flexible calves, you'll actually find that you'll probably then be able to squat a little bit further. But as always, just go as so far as you can. So maintain good posture, maintain good form. And if that means in the short term that you don't get so far, that's okay. It will come as long as you are sort of consistent with your practice, keeping flexible, and then that'll mean you'll stay injury free and you'll be able to progress with the exercise a lot more. Okay. After this, we went on to what's called a bridge exercise, or a glute bridge. So I'll just move this camera down a little bit more. Okay, so the glute bridge exercise, again, just another great, fantastic sort of compound exercise, which is with our feet on the ground. So really, really good for support, stability, making sure that we're working through our lower back and our glutes and our legs. Key things with the glute exercises and the glute bridge is you're going to have your feet flat on the ground, legs are back like so. Okay, shoulders are relaxed into the ground as well. And then from here, I'm going to simply push through my heels and lift my hips up towards the roof. And then we're coming back down again. Okay, and then up and down. Okay, so at the bottom here, I might find that my pelvis wants to rotate forwards ever so slightly. So what you're going to do is, whenever you start the exercise, you're going to rotate backwards ever so slightly and then push it up. And again, you're focusing on really at the top, you're squeezing your buttocks, your gluteal muscles, and then we're going down again, just slowly lowering down. Okay, and then up again, and then slowly lowering down. Okay. So we can do this on 2 legs, and then it's also possible to do this on 1 leg, which we discussed in today's webinar as well, and how that's more applicable for athletes that Lisa would be working with on a day-to-day basis. So again, around 12 repetitions of that, and doing that 3 times would be key to getting the benefits that we talked about. And then finally, we talked about the split lunge. Again, just bring it back up. So the split lunge exercise, again, I'll just do it forwards on. First of all, again, you're going to bring your foot out in front so it's far enough, but also wide enough that you've got a strong base of support. Hands on hips, and then you're going to imagine keeping your posture tall and then dropping down. Okay, so again, we're just dropping straight down. And if I move side on, again, I've got a big enough step so that I've got enough support, keeping tall and dropping straight down. And the key thing with this is, again, you'll notice is that whenever I'm down here, is my shin is vertical, so it's not going forward. So if I go forwards, it puts a lot of pressure through the quadriceps and through the knee as well. So again, we're keeping that stationary, we're keeping that vertical, and I'm actually thinking about mostly pushing through the back, and I'm actually activating and using my back leg more than I am my front leg. Okay, so again, I can feel that really, really working through my gluteal muscles, through my quads, my hamstrings, and even in my calf as well. Okay, and then to switch legs, again, one leg in front, far enough so that I've actually got enough support, but wide enough that I've got a wide enough base as well, so I don't fall over. Again, I'm going to bend my knee, my shin is vertical, my knee goes no further, and I'm really focusing on pushing up. Again, just looking after your balance. I'm really focusing on pushing up through the back leg. Great. And similarly, we'd be aiming to do 12 repetitions on each leg and repeating that 3 times. So just to recap, first and foremost, we started off with our calf stretches. Secondly, then we went into our star excursions, which is working on our balance. And then we went into our strengthening, which was the squat exercise. That was followed by the glute bridge, and then finally with the split lunge. Those were today's exercises. Thanks so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye for now.